Students in Germany try to reduce carbon dioxide emissions of transportation. They have developed a solar-powered e-car. Apart from producing zero emissions while driving, the production of the vehicle is climate-friendly. The car is made from renewable, vegan, and recyclable material. Could this be the future of cars?
Meet the Blue Cruiser, a sustainably produced solar e-car. It was built by German university students. We're at a racetrack near Aachen. The students here are test driving the solar-powered vehicle. But first, it needs to tank up on light. The Blue Cruiser's power is supplied by the solar cells on its roof and hood.
We built solar cars since 2001, and we have the aim to do better every year or every cycle. So this cycle we had the aim that we build a solar car that combines sustainability and design.
The Blue Cruiser is made from sustainable and recyclable materials. The seats, for example, are covered with a material made from pineapples. The students get ready for a ride. 60 of them are taking part in the experiment. The solar cells produce enough energy to generate speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. On a sunny day, the car could stay on the road forever. But then rain clouds start gathering. Will the car slow down and stop? No. The car also works with a battery. It's partly charged by the solar cells on the car itself and partly by power from the plug. This brake is needed to check some technical details.
It's no problem at all. For the cloud, when it's cloudy, we have a battery where the whole energy is stored. With the battery plugged in, it's going to charge in like 3 or 4 hours, but we actually can charge faster than that, but we do not charge it as fast because the battery gets a little damaged. If you charge really fast, we do not do it, so the battery lasts a long time.
After that quick break, the solar car is off again to the next test. The students are collaborating with German company Pt2. The project is led by their professor at Bochum University, Friedbert Balzke. He's convinced that the solar-powered e-car is more environmentally friendly than gasoline-powered ones.
You have to use the whole life cycle. And in a combustion engine car, you have an efficiency from 25%. So it is a very bad efficiency. And you use petrol to burn it in a car. And in an electric car, you just use resources, renewable resources to drive the car. And this makes it much more sustainable than other cars.
His team are convinced. In the future, electric vehicles will be at least partially powered by the sun, although they probably won't all have their own solar array like the Blue Cruiser.
It's too expensive to build a series of cars, to build 100,000 of those cars, but definitely the concept, a house with solar cells on top, the whole system, house and car system is definitely innovation, or actually happening right now everywhere in the world.
So the Blue Cruiser might not make it into mass production, but the students still hope their use of eco-friendly materials and technology will inspire the car industry of the future.
Now we travel to Ghana in West Africa. An unbelievable amount of its forests have disappeared in recent years. Experts say that in 25 years' time, there might not be a single tree left standing. There's now an increasing need for further initiatives to set an example and promote environmental protection among the local population. Our reporter is in southwestern Ghana, where a Dutch NGO promotes the use of a new environmentally friendly cooking stove that saves on firewood. Let's have a look.
In central Ghana, making a living is not easy. Many people here process and fry gari, It's a storable flour made of grated and fermented cassava. Gari is popular in Ghana and other African countries. Mary Yevo, a mother of 3, is one of the Gari producers.
I've used the traditional open fire pit to fry gari for 17 years. That's what I was trained with. But with that, I was directly exposed to smoke from the fire. And I spent so much money on firewood.
The traditional open fire pit produces a lot of smoke. It's estimated that the toxic fumes kill thousands of people each year. Therefore, Mary was happy when she learned about a new kind of stove.
With the open fire pit, I often coughed and felt pain. With the new stoves, I don't inhale smoke while frying gari, and I use less firewood. But I make so much more gari than before.
The new stoves are handmade from clay. They have only a small hole on one side for the firewood. This means the heat is stored. Wood use is very efficient and there's hardly any smoke. The stove costs over 170 euros and were invented by the Dutch development organization SNV. The NGO also facilitates bank loans for people to be able to afford to buy them.
That we try to pitch the financial viability of financing improved cook stoves to these banks, and we give them a lot of reasons to want to venture and see this as a business entity.
One benefit of the improved gari stove is that it needs just a third of the fuel wood. In Ghana, deforestation is a huge problem. The country has lost a third of its forests since the early 1990s, making firewood an expensive commodity. Earlier, Mary Yevo spent almost 20 euros on wood to produce 1 sack of gari. Now, it's just 7 euros.
Since we started using it, the benefits have been enormous. Now I make enough profit from my business. I can better take care of my family.
According to the Dutch Development Organization, over 150 improved gari stoves have been installed so far. And with hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians involved in agriculture, a lot more could follow.
I know you like coffee and tea, so do I, and millions of people around the world love it too. Just to give you a figure, 2.2 billion cups of coffee are consumed every day worldwide, and that results in a lot of coffee grounds that end up in the waste.
Yes, indeed. But did you know that these coffee grounds are not actually waste? Companies in Europe and in the US are using them to grow edible mushrooms. They are turning waste into a resource. Let's have a look at how they are doing their bit for the environment.